What's up, you guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Cabs Are Here, a Jersey Shore podcast presented to you by a man and his podcast. Today, I have a very special guest joining me to review the very first episode.
Hello. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I love talking. So, I got in trouble for talking in school all the time. So, we're here.
Oh, yeah. So, basically, how this is going to work is me and Angelo are going to go ahead and click play whenever we're ready. And it's just going to basically be us watching Jersey Shore because I do it anyway, so might as well do it live. And we're just going to talk about it as it's going on and all that fun stuff. Let me go ahead and get it pulled up. There we go. All right, I'm ready whenever you are.
I haven't watched the pilot since I don't even know. I don't know if I've ever watched the first episode of Jersey Shore, actually. I think I jumped in at about season 4 and then went back to season 2 and watched. But I don't think I've ever watched the pilot, so I'm kind of excited for this.
All right. Yeah, I watched it probably 2 or 3 years ago.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Oh wait, dang. Wait, dang, pause it. You a little ahead of me. Here we go. I forgot the Hulu account I'm using has ads. My personal Hulu does not have ads. I pay for premium Hulu and premium Peacock, okay?
I refuse to have ads.
Yeah, no, I just can't do it.
Let me know when the ads are done.
We just finished the ads. Here we go. All right, everybody looks so weird.
Right.
They all look like babies. Oh, this is Nicole in her colored contacts era. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that I'm not talking too low.
No, you're good. You're good. I always forget.
I always thought Paulie was attractive, but he's not attractive anymore. Now he's just old.
Just old? Is that what you said?
Yeah, they all just seem old. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. How old was Paulie when the show started?
I think they're all 21, 22. Because if I remember correctly, Vinny was 21 when it started.
Oh my God, wait. Mine paused. Yeah, wasn't Paulie or was Mike the oldest?
I think Mike is.
Yeah. Nicole, I just, I'm so glad that Nicole has grown as a person. Because she was a hot mess. I can't lie to you either. I think the situation was my gay awakening, or one of them. Because I actually really thought that Mike was I thought Mike was very attractive. I actually still kind of think Mike is attractive. This version of Mike. Not Mike now.
I was going to say, his current day haircut is something. No. Dude, everyone from Jersey Shore, this original cast, is all still around talking about it, but Sammy.
Miss Girl has moved on. She said, I am done. I refuse to be a part of this or attached to it. It is Not happening. And I respect that because like there's a lot of whenever we get to season 3, I want to be on every episode of season 3 because that is or yeah, season 2, 3ish, like that whole era between Ronnie and Sam and that whole thing, like just please, okay?
Yeah, season 3. So season 2 is just a fever dream to me. I don't count it.
Oh my god, Miami is just like what? Like it is wild to me.
So I was Pauly D for Halloween in 8th grade, I think.
Oh really?
Oh, I'll have to find a
How old
photo
are
and
you?
post it. I'm 23. I forget my age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 8th grade, I want to say. 7th or 8th grade, I was at the Halloween parties dressed up as Pauly D. I had the wig, I had chains.
That's hilarious.
No one in my grade, though, liked Jersey Shore besides, like, maybe 2 other people, but they didn't talk to me because I liked wrestling, so.
Oh well. Why is it that when you like wrestling that people like it's so weird. Like when I was in middle school, like I was like the wrestling and I think I had one person, like one friend who I would talk to about wrestling.
Dude, in high school, I had to, like, I was, what's it called, like, hiding from wrestling. Like, I didn't want people knowing I watched it. And
Yeah.
one friend found out I liked it, and I had a Enzo and Cass T-shirt on, hoping no one would like say anything about it. As soon as I walked in the classroom, my friend started doing the whole Enzo like
That's
entrance
actually
promo,
kind of cute though.
and I was
A
just like, I
little
was like,
embarrassed. Like it's
hey,
cute now, but like I
oh
know in high
yeah.
school it's probably like this is embarrassing.
I was just sitting there, and I was like, all right, man, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, and everyone's just like staring at us.
Jenny. Jenny was always my favorite. Like always.
Mm-hmm.
And Ronnie, oh Ronnie. See, here's the thing. At some point, I found all of the guys attractive. At some point, like I'm very like when I was young, I was very much like nice body, you're attractive. Um, Ronnie can't dress. I'm sorry, Ronnie. Like for the time, no. I mean, he he has a nice body, but otherwise, like if I knew then what we all know about Ronald now, yeah, exactly. And he's the main one talking about some we don't fall in love with at the Jersey Shore, but like, girl, if only you knew. Oh, Angelina, babe. Oof. This is Angelina's first face.
Did she did she get kicked out this season?
This is the season where she left on her own because she didn't want to. I don't know. No, no, no. Is this the season where? Because season 2 she came back, but I think season 2 she no. Season 2 is the season she left on her own.
Yep,
Season 1 she got kicked out by Danny because she
yep.
didn't want to work. And girl, I don't want to work neither.
I just remember watching this season. It's gonna come up here soon, but her walking in the house, the trash bags.
Oh, the trash bags.
Oh,
It's such like a metaphor for her time on the show. It's such
yeah.
a metaphor. Like she walks in with trash bags and because you brought nothing but drama and trash to the show. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Angelina now. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like Angelina now, she's grown. You know what I'm saying? They were all literally at this point, most of the like Nicole was younger than me when she was on this show. Like Nicole was 21, I think, when she first got on. Oh, I have an ad. All right, you got to pause. I can't say who Hulu account this is, but they embarrassing me.
And the Hulu ads take forever too. I feel like Hulu be taking their time with their ads.
It's just like I don't like ads nowhere. I don't. I pay for YouTube Premium just because I hate YouTube ads. And people are like, oh, you pay for YouTube Premium? That's so dumb. Okay, yeah, it's dumb until I'm watching my little 2 hour video with no ads. Meanwhile, you watching your little 2 hour video with 14 ads. I don't do that. I don't like that. Oh my god, I've been fixing my hair forever and I can't find my hat. I don't remember where I put it. I think it's in my book bag and I don't feel like looking for it. All right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. We're back, babe.
When I went to Jersey last year, dude, the main goal I wanted was to go to the boardwalk. That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to go to the boardwalk.
Have I ever been? No, actually, I've never been to Seaside Heights, and it's always been something I've wanted to do, even if it was just for a day. But
Yeah,
like but I heard Seaside is like not the same that it was before Sandy.
I wanted to go to Seaside. You know, I wanted to see the shore store, but I heard that like there's like literally a line just to get into the store, and I'm like, I'm good on that.
Yeah, yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that getting into the shore store, even still, which is wild because the original Jersey Shore has been like off of the air for what year is this? It's 2023. It's been off the air for almost 11 years now, the original show. Because it ended in 2012, I
Yeah,
think.
man.
Yeah, and it's been off of air for almost 11 years. That's wild.
I'm laughing at Sammy having MapQuest papers to get to the house.
Which is that not crazy? Like this was 2009. Like GPSs weren't like an electronic GPS wasn't even really like a thing for real. Like they were just starting to get popping. Like this was in the MapQuest era. That's crazy.
It's so crazy seeing them before they were all like best friends.
Right? Like even because the one thing I do remember from the early, like maybe first few episodes of this season was that they were icing out Nicole because they thought she was weird. And I think Sammy was the only person that was like trying to include her and stuff. And all the guys were like, no. And even Jenny, which turned out to be her like best friend, even Jenny was like ill. And Angelina turned out to be the damn outcast.
I remember, yeah, like you said, they were all like just kind of like just not having her around, and then I
Yeah.
think it's this season she gets like punched in the face by a dude at a
Yeah, it was.
bar.
Once she got punched in the face, everybody was like, "Oh shit, we love her now."
Yeah, I remember. I remember being like 10 years old when I seen that, and I was pissed.
Yeah,
I
I
was
didn't.
I was ready to
So
fight.
yeah, like I said earlier, I didn't get into Jersey Shore for real until actually I didn't get into it until the Italy season. And
That was like peak.
Italy is a fever dream. Like you thought Miami was a fever dream. The Italy season is so stressful because it's like there's no breaks. It's literally they get to Italy, um, Ron and Sam get back together. Mike starts drama with them. Mike starts drama with Nicole. Gianni leaves. Nicole is depressed for the entire rest of the season. It like that season is so what the fuck.
The thing that sucks about Italy, like growing up and realizing it is the reason all of them were so on edge, bro, was because they were was drawn. Like they were, because if I remember correctly, JWoww and Mike were both in active addiction when they went to
So I
Italy.
don't remember. I don't know. So I don't know if you've ever read the Reddit thread that one of the old Jersey Shore producers.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
can never prove it, but I feel like you know. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it came to Mike, because there were like you can legitimately identify certain parts of Mike's like Like you can see it like when you rewatch it, and now when you know what you know now, like you see Mike's like erraticness and like his certain acting a certain way, like you can see it.
Yeah,
So it's interesting to me.
yeah. I read that Reddit thread probably about a year ago or so. I remember reading it and just being like, my God. Do you remember the spinoff of Snooki and JWoww where they had an apartment together?
Oh yeah, I remember that. She I remember that season. That was right before Nicole got pregnant, right?
Yeah, I think so. Or she was no, she was pregnant during that season. Because I remember Jenny
Or
went to
yeah, she
the
found out
doctor
she
with
was
her
pregnant at like the last few episodes of that season. Yeah, she found out she was pregnant.
because the last season she was living in the house next door.
Yeah. Here walks in Angelina with her damn trash bags. Sister, it was 2009. Suitcases was not that expensive, honey. She could have even went to the dollar store and got a suitcase for $25. Like
Danny wasted
my
no
my
time.
little suitcase that I use for my gear bag is like I think I spent 25.
You gotta
Like
start showing up to shows with trash bags with all your gear in it.
oh, that would be so embarrassing. Oh, Daddy.
I'm just surprised Danny's still working at the shore store.
Literally.
I'm surprised MTV hasn't gotten him out yet. You have an ad?
Right here, yeah.
Okay, I figured. I had it paused just in case.
Vinny, Vinny's glow up is interesting.
Yeah, most
Like,
definitely.
watching Vinny in the pilot and then watching Vinny, you know, even like in the last 2, 3 seasons of the show, very like his personality never necessarily changed. Um, even though like Vinny was never like I liked Vinny, but I don't like him now. I don't know. It's
I
weird.
haven't seen much of any lately. I see
Like,
uh I see Paulie on like podcasts and all of that from time to time,
yeah.
but that's like he's like the only one that's still out there doing stuff. I
Like
feel like.
on Double Shot of Love, I don't know. Vinny just because I watched I don't know, I don't remember what season of Double Shot. Like I like watched it in and out. And I just didn't I was just like, come on, Vinny. In my opinion, there's like I don't know. There's an ick. I have a certain ick about Vinny that is just like I mean Vinny's attractive though, especially now.
Paulie D was just around me not too long ago doing a show at a club, and I was like, I want to go, but at the same time, like
Oh, I'm good. I'm back.
that.
Yeah.
But part of me, like I don't know, just the club life is not for me, and I was not
Oh
about to
yeah.
spend a ton of money just to see him, not even be able to talk to him, just to see him.
Literally same.
Because I've only been to the club one time, and it is not what I was expecting. I don't know. It was just it's loud. People are all over. Like just you can't get anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Once you I can't do the club. club thing. Like I don't like loud music and like too many people in like one space,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which is shocking to me because like, hello, I'm a wrestling fan. I was a wrestling fan before I became a wrestler, and like so.
Yeah, I went to the club last summer for my birthday, and it was just expensive. That's a good word to describe it. Expensive.
Didn't like her boyfriend just break up with her right before she left for the show?
I think so. I think that's what she was saying during her little like whatever where they were like explaining who she is.
It's interesting how much they like. I think
I
it's sorry. I think it's interesting that how the friendship dynamics changed so quickly,
yes.
and especially in this season. Like, you they all everybody went from hating Snooki to loving her. Mike and Nicole was almost the thing. Sammy and Mike was almost a thing. Angelina and Mike had some level of sexual something that had happened. Vinny and Angelina had sex. Like they were just running a brothel.
Yeah. All I know is I know that this house has like on Airbnb or whatever. I just hope they've changed hot tubs over the years.
I hope they deep clean that fucking house with every single cleaner that you could find, fabulosoed it down. At this point, I hope they burned that house down and rebuilt it exactly how it was. Cause I'm sure if you took a black light
Ooh.
to the walls, oh my god, Snooki was drunk as fuck that entire night. I think it's interesting that the original plan was for them to do a different cast every season.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I don't know how I would have felt about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how different Jersey Shore would have been if, like, you know, there was no, if Nicole and Jenny and all those guys, like, if it wasn't them and if it was like, you know, something else.
It would probably like still be on, not gonna lie, it'd probably still be on.
Probably.
But at the same time what makes Jersey Shore special is it's the same cast every year.
Yeah.
Did you know the original title of the show was gonna be called like Guido Life or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Originally, it was supposed to be like a competition show or something.
Yeah, like a Guido competition show. Like it.
Imagine what life would have been like if Mike and Sammy.
I'm not even lying when I say this. I think about that all the time.
Like, maybe, like, who knows? Like, Mike had his own toxicity about him, but I don't know. Maybe Sammy's still around, at least.
That's what I'm
If,
saying.
if if things don't drastically change, like, if we still get Jersey Shore family vacation, blah blah whatever, maybe Sammy's still around.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, that's another thing. Also, what makes Jersey Shore is also the whole "Run, stop" as
Oh
he's
yeah,
flipping heads, and
she keeps hanging up on these people on this damn phone, which is hilarious to me.
I also think it's crazy that they weren't allowed to like have any access. Like, I mean, they have access to the outside world, but like they weren't allowed to have cell phones. They weren't allowed to have a computer. They couldn't see the news. None of that. That's
Honestly, there's another there's another show that I feel like did that. I can't remember what there was another show at the time that did something similar where it was like no phone Black Bad Girls Club, duh. Bad Girls Club. They were all living in the house together, no phones, no TV. All they had was the right was like the house phone and they had a computer in Bad Girls Club. Oh, I gotta add.
all right. I'm still on the coming up next part. Okay. Ah, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy to me. And on speaking of that Reddit thread you were mentioning earlier, I think I remember correctly reading that like the producers were told to like try to set up some of the cast members. Like they'd be like, "Hey, Jenny, go get with so and so." Go like,
This is that's reality TV 101. Like production is always going to like try to do some shit that'll like, they're always going to drop the bug off in the ear and then flip it and then watch it because that's what makes television. So, wrapping it around to wrestling, um, the Bellas, they're on their podcast, they had some of the girls from the original season 1 of Total Divas.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And they were telling stories about how like production would legitimately push these storylines and push them to have these arguments and these fights with some of the girls on the show. It's the nature of the business that they're in. And in order to make good TV, you have to produce some of these scenes. All right, I'm back. Yeah, that girl was 21 years old. She had just turned 21. And it was just like, I'm going to drink everything that I can see, and I'm going to get blackout drunk, and I could give a fuck about anything else. That girl was hung over. Okay.
I wonder how the show would be if Dina was on from the get go. Also,
That would be interesting. I mean, I feel like Nicole would have had a friend.
hmm
At least in these like first 3 episodes, she would have had somebody.
isn't the house on like, or isn't the store underneath the house? Like, aren't
Yeah.
they the same building? Okay,
Mhm. It's like right behind it, underneath the terrace, I guess.
yeah, that's what I thought. Sammy was such a bitch.
She really was. Look, she was a sweet bitch. Like she like the shit that she would say was always like behind a smile and a really cute face, but like she was rude.
Not Mike and
I
Sammy cooking dinner together.
I always hate when there's an ensemble cast of a show and they try to ice someone out. It just this is an ensemble cast. Like it was the first night. She was drunk as shit. Like, it'd be better if like, you know, my and look again, first impressions are very hard. First impressions are hard to break. Like I have first impressions of people that it took them years to break that. You know what I'm saying? Or multiple situations to break that. But I feel like this is a brand new experience. I wish that they didn't ice her out the way that they did. But like, I mean, I guess that's what helped them like get closer as the season went on.
I'm surprised they haven't released like a Jersey Shore cook for their Sunday dinners yet.
Because some of their stuff kind of looked good. Some of their food looked kind of good. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. The one person. Oh, I'm at an ad, by the way.
I figured what they
Yeah,
doing the coming up next.
yeah. One of the some of the food that I've always wanted to try was from Vinny's mom.
Oh my god.
Old Italian ladies can cook their ass off. Okay, cook they. I want to try food from Vinny's mom. Like she needs to open up like a little pop up restaurant. I don't see. I don't like going to Staten Island, so I don't know about on Staten Island, but maybe in like Manhattan or something. There's
What's
there's a
his
very
uncle's
small
name?
percentage of Staten Island that would not look at me with disgust. So we'll leave that where that is.
What was Vinny's uncle's name? Uncle.
Uncle Nino.
That's what I thought it was. I think he made an appearance on Family Vacation.
He made a couple. He made a couple, and especially in that season where Vinny was doing Chippendales.
Yeah, yeah.
That was recent, right?
This
Vinny,
seems somewhat recent.
yeah, maybe like 2021, probably.
The last time I did a full watch through of this show
All right,
was
I'm back.
2020.
Yeah, earlier this summer, like back in August, I watched from like I watched season 3 and 4. Like I binged those 2 seasons. And really season 4, because like for some reason I was like, ooh, I want to watch the Italy season. Like, why not? I liked that season is insane. And then season 5, for them to shoot 2 seasons back to back. I know
Well,
they were
didn't
exhausted.
they do season 3 Italy and then 5 back to back to back?
So I remember it was 1 during the summer of 09.
Uh-huh.
And then they filmed season 2 in Miami during winter 2010. I remember because they did that during that really big, it was like a really big snowstorm at the time when they started filming.
Uh-huh.
Season 3 was maybe 6 weeks later back in Jersey. Season 4, I think, was the next year. Season 4
Okay.
and 5 were shot
Yeah.
um in rotation. Like they shot those seasons together. That's why season 5 is so boring in my opinion.
They're all just done.
They're
Just
bored. Like they're tired. Like they're literally tired and it's just residual drama from Italy. And like look, as much as I'm sure Mike was high as shit and really wanted to because that's one thing that and I wish that I guess I can address it, but we're watching the pilot, so I'll address it after. But
you watching
all these girls in the hot tub with them.
yeah. Mike and Ron's or not Mike and Ron, Sam and Ron's first argument. Little did we know that was just the beginning.
Hello. I always forget Ronnie's from the Bronx,
Mm-hmm.
but he moves like a Bronx nigga. He moves like somebody from the Bronx. I'm from Brooklyn, so I live in Brooklyn.
How far is that from the Bronx?
Driving, the part of Brooklyn that I live in, driving to the Bronx would probably be like an hour and 45 with no traffic.
Okay.
Taking the train is probably like a 2.5 hour excursion, depending on the part of the Bronx you want to go to. If you're going to Yankee Stadium, it'll probably take me an hour and a half to get there. Hour 45. If I'm going to like the last stop on the 4 train, like Upper Bronx, almost Yonkers, that's almost a 3 hour trip.
Okay.
Yeah, no way. My barber lives in the Bronx though. But it's not unlike California where like in Calabasas, I'm like 2 hours from like the airport. I'm like, 45 minutes to like an hour from downtown LA. So it's like, it's a lot. Mike wanted to fuck her so bad. He wanted to fuck her so bad. Mike wanted to fuck Sammy so bad. And Angelina was being a giant cock blocker this entire scene, these entire 3 episodes. Angelina
You're on
can't
an
fight.
ad, right?
Yeah, I'm on an ad. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Angelina can't fight, so I don't know why she got up and was going to run. Angelina, girl.
I remember, I think it's Miami where JWoww whooped her ass. JWoww said you can leave or get your ass kicked, and then she didn't leave and she got her
Say you
ass
can get
kicked.
your ass beat. You can say you get your ass beat. You can say you get your fucking ass beat. That is such an iconic reality television show line.
one of my favorite moments from season 2 is when Paulie snapped. It's like one of the
On
only
Angelina.
times
Oh yeah.
he's ever snapped.
He snapped twice that season. I remember he snapped on Jenny and he snapped on um on Angelina.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think of how this show would have been if they did a different cast each season.
It would have been so weird.
We would have never gotten Italy.
Yeah. We would have never gotten like a lot of these moments. I don't know if you've ever watched. Have you ever watched Floribama Shore?
No,
Not worth it.
I was gonna say it's
Like,
there's another one also. I think there's like one that's from
oh, the
Europe
UK
called like
Geordie
yeah,
Shore.
yeah.
I think I've watched a few episodes of Geordie Shore, but Geordie Shore, I think is. I don't know if they're still making episodes, but it lasted longer than the original.
Did they do the same cast each season?
I don't remember. But
Are you back?
excuse me. Oh, I've been back. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You're good. I thought I heard someone in the background.
Okay, good. We're in the same spot. Yeah.
We're like literally in sync. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's like amazing.
So what was the situation? Is his abs? Isn't that what he said? His abs are the situation.
I don't know. He was fine back in the day, though. Like he was. They all kind of were cute back in the day. They all had their moments. This is Jersey Shore. What do you expect us to do? Play with each other? As much as they were icing Nicole out, I feel like Nicole was also isolating herself.
Mm-hmm. She was getting in her head about it.
Yeah, she was too in her head about it. It's just like, look, I apologize. I'm gonna move on. Like I feel like I'm 25 years old. If I do something embarrassing and like it offends somebody, I'm gonna apologize and move on. If they have an issue with it, that is now something that you have to deal with and look within. Don't take that up with you in hell. That's where you can go. I apologize. I feel good about it. But like if I embarrass myself in like a funny way, I'm gonna laugh. Cause ain't no use being mad. I'll be weak.
Oh, here goes Angelina.
Angelina, you can't fight.
I like how she's doing it as her whole body's in the house still, so she's ready to shut that door if they turn on.
I would have threw the drink. Oh, she thought they were talking about her.
Wait, where's the confession room here?
This was prior to actually having like nice looks for confessionals. Because they all look a mess. They all look like they filmed their. I mean, granted, they filmed their confessionals like the way reality shows like this would do it when they're like all in the house together. Is a whole week of stuff would happen. Most of the time, I don't know if this is exactly how they did it, but like they'll let the week go by, and then let's say Sunday morning they would bring everybody in, and the producer would ask them questions about things that happened throughout the week, and then that's how the confessional would be, and those are like the interview scenes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not like the confessional room was different because they could just get up and go in there, but like the interview talking heads where like when Mike said to me, go fuck yourself," like I was very like that is when the producers will drive them to the studio. They'll do that. Sometimes they'll even do it after they finish filming. Some shows do it like that.
Okay.
They'll finish filming and then production will either show them the scenes back and then ask them the question about the scene or whatever. This is, mind you, this is day 2. This is the second day. This is the second day. I don't know. I still don't know you from a hole in the wall. Like I couldn't be on a show like this right now because who the fuck you yelling at? Mike wanted to fuck Sammy so bad, and Sammy was on the fence about it. I think Sam wanted Mike too, but once she saw him for who he was, she was done. Okay, I'm on a break.
I figured. Did they have the smush room this season? Or was that new? Like newer seasons?
I can't remember.
Because I haven't seen them go upstairs once yet.
I can't remember if the smush room, or maybe it wasn't like, I don't know. I mean, granted, this is also the second night,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
nobody's, as far as we know, nobody's had sex yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I heard the Shore House now though, the kitchen, they have like where they all like behind the table, they have just a bunch of pictures of like scenes and stuff like that, which I
That's
think
cool
would be
though.
cool
Yeah, I
to
mean,
go and like point them out.
the money, it's nostalgia, you know?
Oh yeah,
It's the nostalgia.
and like they still have the duck phone there and all of that.
I always appreciated Nicole's dad's advice. It was always really like sound, at least, like he was always very like, you know.
Uh huh. Well, there's upstairs.
I I hate people like this. You also have to put forth a certain level of effort.
Uh huh.
And I don't feel like, at least what we were seeing on camera, she was putting forth that level of effort. Like, look, it's different if you are in the room with everyone and they're actively not talking to you. that means they don't fuck with you for real. But if you are not in the room, if you are in the corner not talking to someone, or if you're in your room just laying on the bed and everyone else is outside, you're making yourself the outcast. Because there's nothing wrong with getting up and going, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" Or, "Hey, like let's go, do this, go do that." Or, "Hey, like I'm gonna go like get food. Like, do you want to come with me? Hey, I'm gonna go do this, that, and the fourth." Like, it's different if they're like, "No." And from what we saw on camera, they were willing. They were all hanging out. They were all bonding. It was just you were separating yourself because you were embarrassed. Sounds like a you problem, baby. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just watching the I guess this
The
is the
season recap.
yeah, the trailer. I wonder what life would have been like if Jenny and Paulie actually would have hooked up.
One thing is that I can say is Ron cannot fight.
Oh, none of them can. I mean, we've never seen Paulie fight.
Or Vinny.
Ronnie and yeah, no. I don't think we've ever seen Vinny fight for real either. Vinny yeah, no, I don't think we've ever seen Vinny fight. Yeah, Ronnie can't fight, Mike can't fight. I think the only person who could absolutely fight is probably Jenny. I feel like Jenny would whoop somebody's ass.
Mm-hmm. If given the chance, absolutely.
Woo. That spin punch that she gave, that Jenny gave Mike, I know she almost knocked his motherfucking jaw off. Okay.
I remember seeing her talking about that. Or I forget where it was. I think it was on Family Vacation. They brought it up. They did like a callback.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, she got him. She got him good. Because even he was like, "Oh, she got him." He was not happy about that. I wouldn't have been happy either. Because, ow, that bitch has muscles. Okay. Anyway, that's the first episode for me. It's very interesting. Very interesting how things shape up in future seasons and how like they bring Angelina back for family vacation and how Sammy is like, not really involved with them anymore. Like for a while I was following her on Instagram. Like she just like I wonder if anybody even like speaks to her.
Uh, so if I remember hearing correctly, Paulie was on a podcast and they asked about that, and he was just like, he's like, they reached out to her to come on family vacation, and she just said thanks, but no thanks. Like she was just, I'm done, I'm good.
I mean, yeah, of course. And I don't think that she would ever go back. I think that she is done with that part of her life. I think, and that's so like, okay. I just wonder if any of them talk to her. Like, just like,
Mm-hmm.
hey girl, like, how you doing? Like, as friends, even if it's not like a thing where we talk every day, I wonder if any of them just talk, like, talk to her at all.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Because I think the girls still follow her on Instagram, but like following somebody on Instagram don't mean y'all friends anymore. You know,
Oh,
and like I still follow a whole bunch of people on Instagram that I used to be friends with, and we're not friends no more.
exactly. I'll be thrown through Instagram or something, and I'll see somebody. I'm like, oh man, I forgot all about them.
Right. Yeah, no, I think it's interesting. Do you have like a favorite season?
I'm trying to think. I'm not good with numbers, but I think it's three that I like. Yeah, the
So
one right before
is
Italy.
3 is when Sammy went home and came back. Um, yeah, I think 3 actually is one of my favorite seasons too, because I just like Jenny and Sammy had drama from season 1. Like they were beefing from season 1. I like that in season 3 they kind of like called truce and they were good and there was some sort of unity between them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I like how season 3 was kind of like unity between the girls. Otherwise, I think season 3 is probably my favorite season, and then after that, I would say I like season 1. I like season 1. Like, oh yeah, I like season 1. I season Miami again is like a fever dream. It's like watching Miami is just so stressful. Italy, again, watching Italy is stressful. I definitely think their worst season is 5. Very just boring. And 6 was cute, but at that point Nicole was pregnant. They were all old. It was just like, come on.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you have a favorite like I guess do you have like a favorite fight or like argument or like whatever?
Probably. I think it's Ron when he's tipping over the bed and Sammy's like on the bed holding on and he's still just pressing it and he's just lifting it up anyways.
That episode is to me one of the most like of course when I was watching it in 2011 I was like, oh my god, this shit is fucking hilarious, oh my god, or oh my god, like this is crazy. In my opinion, I would have had production should have stepped in.
Oh, absolutely.
And production, like of course reading the whole thread because that was part of that that like that season was part of the seasons that producer was working on. They're like, they're making good TV, so we can't really step in because no one's really like doing anything wrong. Because I don't think at that point they hadn't put hands on each other. Like it was really just they were like this in each
Yeah.
other's faces. But I'm just like, at what point do you go, okay, we're exploiting these kids? Like, we're done. Because
Mm-hmm.
they were all still children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they were all in their mid 20s, in their early to mid 20s, like
Yeah.
except
Yeah.
for like I think Paulie and Mike, who were like the
Yeah.
oldest. They were
We look at
all very young still. So at what point are you going, Ron and Sam are 21, 22, 23 years old, and they're literally like having alcohol and drug induced arguments that are spanning hours because they're saying like you're seeing 5 minutes of an argument that probably went from 11 in the morning until 9:30 at night,
mm-hmm.
and then going back home and then watching Ron destroy all of her shit. Let me tell you something. If Ronnie would have destroyed my motherfucking trifocal glasses, are you kidding? It wouldn't have been no, because she went up there and was crying and blah blah. Oh hell no! I would have taken every single piece of clothing that that man owned, and it would have been floating down the Atlantic.
So I
Bagger
just
Club, they put mattresses in the pool. Yeah, well, all of his clothes are in the Atlantic Ocean. Everything you own, and then I would have went home and never came back.
I just looked up all their ages, and Mike is 40 now.
Oh,
Holy D's 42 now.
so Paulie was the oldest.
Yeah, but here's what gets me: Roger JWoww's ex,
Mm-hmm.
he is 47 now.
Ooh, how old? Damn. So 10
Jenny's
years ago,
36.
who Jenny?
Jenny's 36. So
Damn. So there was a nice 10-year gap.
I never
So
realized
he
that.
was 35 and she was 25. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. I mean, I once we start getting to the seasons with Roger, I never liked Roger for her.
No,
Never
no.
liked Roger for her. And I'm very glad that she's no longer with him.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, I want to hear more
Absolutely.
about their ages now because, like, I really don't know.
Let me.
I haven't kept up with them at all.
Okay. Vinny's 35 now.
Okay. Yeah, so
Snooky's
Vinny, I know
35.
Vinny was one of the youngest. Who else?
Snooky. So they were the two youngest in the
They were the
house.
two youngest. Yeah, they were both 21 when they got on the show.
And Sammy's 35. Ronnie's 37.
Okay. Yeah. Ronnie's 37 still acting like he's 22.
Right?
Because I remember that season of Jersey Shore Family Vacation where him and that girl Jennifer were like fighting all through, and he got dragged by the car. And like, go to therapy, Ronnie. Go to therapy.
Angelina's 36, and so is Dina.
Yeah, they're all old.
That's just crazy to me to think that they're that up there in age. That's just.
They're all like almost 40. Like at this point, I think it's time that we end Family Vacation. Like if you're not gonna do Jersey Shore, like how they do Love and Hip Hop or Real Housewives, like I feel like the market is so saturated with reality shows now. We don't need them anymore. Like
Better give them their own spin on. I'd be
I
cool
get that
with like.
it's a job, I get that it's a job, and like a show is a job, and it makes you money, and I'm sure they're still getting MTV is still making pretty good money off of like ads and streaming and all that stuff. But like even I had brought up Floribama Shore, that was a show that was not needed. Floribama
Yeah.
Shore is a show that drove my blood pressure to 1,000. I like they never should have made Floribama Shore, and they waited too long to do it. They waited too long because if they would have did it right after the original ended, maybe there would have been some sort of a neat, like there would have been some sort of a market for them. They
Mm-hmm.
waited. We had the original cast back for Family Vacation, which people had been clamoring for. Now you have these young kids who that entire cast. No one on the Floribama cast is likable. And when you compare the two, if you look at the Jersey Shore, the OG cast of Jersey Shore, there were some likable qualities. There was at least one quality about everyone that everybody liked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whether it was their looks, whether it was the comedy, everybody liked Jenny. By the end of the first season, everybody was like Nikki and Jenny. I like them. I like Paulie. Paulie's fun. He has a fun vibe. I like Vinny. Vinny has a fun vibe. Everybody was like, there was something. There was not one likable quality about 90% of the cast members in that show.
Uh-huh.
Everybody in Floribama Shore was just like gross to me, except for the black girl Candace. I loved her, and that was another thing. You have two black people in a predominantly white environment, like the coast of Florida and Alabama. Like, are you dumb? You have two black people in a house full of white and white passing Latinas, Latinx people, and like I shouldn't. I don't even have to go explain any further than that. It's
Do you
just. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
do you remember the show Buck Wild? I think it was.
Buck Wild. Buck Wild.
It was like a group of like people that were like the Jersey Shore age. It was like they were all friends and they lived in like the woods. Like they were like
I
redneck
didn't
as
really start
redneck.
getting in. Reality TV didn't really become a thing for me until Real Housewives of Atlanta. That is like
Okay.
my first reality show for real. No, I'm like, well, I love New York. I didn't watch it, but like my mom used to watch like Flavor of Love and like I Love New York and like all the OG VH1 shows. So I have memory of them from when I was younger. But I didn't watch those shows until later on in life. But my first reality show that I started watching was Atlanta Housewives.
Okay. Yeah, Buck Wild, it was right after Jersey Shore. And it was just seven or eight of these
But
just
I do kind of remember Buck Wild.
yeah, one of the like the only reason it's not still on, or the reason it ended after one season is the filming of season two, like one of the main guys died, like during filming.
I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
that.
But yeah.
You
So
know, go ahead. I'm sorry.
on a man in his podcast, the other podcast I do,
Hmm.
I asked the guest if there's any piece of advice, and it doesn't have to be related to wrestling or any of that. What would it be?
Any piece of advice?
Any piece of
Um,
advice.
when someone shows you who they are, believe them.
All right.
That's it. You know, I had tweeted this earlier today too, which is so funny. It's just like once you show me your true, or like once you show me who you are, that's it. Like I know who you are at this point, and you're always going to be that person to me, and that's it. But that's my piece of advice. And of course, it's like it's a famous quote from Maya Angelou. But when someone shows you who they are, believe them. That means if it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it got feet like a duck, if it has a beak, it's the Aflac duck, honey. It's the Aflac duck. Believe him. Okay, quack quack. Believe him.
I like that. I like that. I've had some. What was it? Candy. She said,
Oh my god.
"Don't be ugly" or something like that. And it was like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning for me, and I was just so dead. And I was like,
I love Candy to death. Candy is fucking insane. I love her so much. Is she not on Twitter right now? Like I haven't seen her on my timeline.
that's what I was wondering too. I know she just got booted off of Instagram and then back on.
Like, unless maybe she's taking some sort of Twitter break or something. Because, okay. 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 She's okay. I see her now. Because, like, she hasn't been, like, I have notifications on for her tweets because she's a hot ass mess. And, like, I can't wait to be on another show with her because, like, Pride and Vibe weekend wasn't enough. Like I need my, monthly fix of the doll candy, period. But she's a mess.
I wish I had video of mine and hers episode because I kid you not, middle of the episode, she jumps up from her chair, sprints across her room, and just in the corner of the screen, you just see fists flying. And I was like, "You good? You good?" And she sits back down. She's like, "There's a fly in here."
I thought you was going to say she was training to be on Bad Girls Club.
No, she was being a fly's ass.
That's
It was
hilarious.
the funniest thing ever.
I was literally just talking about like I was talking about this with one of my friends. Like, it just brings up a thing where it's just like, oh, you got to stay ready so you don't ever have to get ready.
Uh
So,
huh.
like, when we was younger, we would practice fighting sitting down. You know what I'm saying, or some shit like that. And like, there's a story that I tell all of my friends. Like, when I was younger, I was this was not high school. I think this was middle school, and I ended up like getting. I don't want to say jumped, but like a bunch of people had like dove at me and tried to fight me, and literally all you see is me coming up Undertaker style from the ground, just punching people like legit, like doing a full sit up. I'm on the floor and I'm doing a full sit up and I'm just punching people in the face. And my friends always laugh at that story, but I'm just like, I'm being so serious. Like, it's just, Bad Girls Club raised me. Reality TV raised me. My mother's name is Nene Leaks.
And right now, what I'm doing is I'm switching the background from Jersey Shore because this is now it's a man in his podcast, not the Jersey Shore anymore.
Yeah.
But before we got on there, you said you had a couple stories about altercations. Is there any others you
Oh,
want to say?
oh my God. Okay, let me go back. Let me go back. Oh, this is one. I think this is the last time I got into a fight. Like, and well, not the last time I got into a fight, but like this is like the last time like this is one of the times where I fought where I was just like, God damn, I think I need help. This was middle school. Me and this kid had beef for years. Like literally from like the middle of seventh grade until the end of eighth grade. Like, and like to this day, like, no, it wouldn't be no beef. Like if I ever seen him, because I'm 20, we're probably both 25 years old. Like, what's the point? But and also like I can like legitimately I would like kill him now. But like, sorry, I don't mean that. I'm just playing. But so we didn't like each other. We had beef. And this was kind of back before like it was festering. It wasn't like an on-site type situation, but it was like it was festering. And it blew over one time. It was in the lunchroom, and I don't know if you guys like ever got like chili or like like the like chili for like lunch or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
So obviously in over here it's a little different. And he took the lunch tray, and it was like the foam styrofoam lunch tray, and smacked it on the back of my neck. So I had hot chili running down my, you know, my out the back, like my back.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And everybody's looking at me like, what the hell are you about to do? And I was like this. Okay. This is why I tell people now. The minute you hear, all right, run. Don't stop. Pick everything up off the table. Go in a different go move away from me. If you ever see me, if all the color drains out of my face and all I say is, all right, it's like move everything. Clear the room. The room might not be here when you get back. I was like, okay. I got up. I got a change of clothes. I went to my favorite gym teacher. He gave me a change of clothes, blah, blah, blah. All right. Moving through the day. What happened? Oh, no, nothing happened. We're good. He just tripped. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's fine. I went up. So in my middle school, we had like by the floor, like it was sixth grade was on one floor, seventh grade was on another floor, eighth grade was on another floor. Went up. I was on the eighth grade floor. And at the very end, by the dean's office or by the like the grade dean office, whatever, went and looked. Oh, that is where's his class? The schedules were there. I was like, oh, this is his class? Okay, cool. He has math right here. Okay. Walked into the math class. Math teacher gonna ask me what I was doing in there. I was like, oh, I'm just picked up a textbook and flung the back end of the textbook at his head. I don't remember if it actually hit him or not, but I just remember I blacked out and I remember regaining like some level of like, I guess, consciousness,
Yeah.
and the bookshelf was turned over, a couple of desks were turned over, there were computers on the floor, and I was being escorted out by the security guard who loved me and knew my family. So I got out scot free. I graduated, went to prom, everything. And the dean loved me because the dean pretty much was with me from sixth grade. So yeah, I don't remember nothing. I just remember people going, yo, you flung the textbook at him and then you like jumped over like six desks. And people exaggerate shit. So I'm just like, I'm sure I didn't like leap over a desk because I was very inathletic in school. So me even being a wrestler is like, what the fuck? But like, yeah, I don't remember much from that altercation, but I do remember that I hit him hard enough to give him some sort of bruise, some sort of black eye.
I've been in 2 altercations at school, and they happened back to back. So, freshman year, this kid,
This is high school.
yeah, freshman year of high school, this kid, I don't even know what started the beef with me because I'm a very likable guy, especially
Yeah.
in high school. Like I might chirp him here and there, like ruffle feathers, but like for the most part, I like tell people, "Hey, I'm just joking." Anyways, this kid, he had it out for me, and he started drawing an inappropriate picture of a teacher sucking a dick. And on the back of it, he wrote my name and put it in her little, like in front of the classrooms, there was a picture of the teacher. He put it in her little slot right there.
Mm-hmm.
So then the teacher asked me, they're like, Jacob, why'd you do this? We're going to the office, blah, blah. And I was like, why would I write my name on the back of it? That's what I told her. I was like, why would I write my name on the back of this? Like, make it
Right.
make sense, please. And I'm talking to the principal, and he's like, tell me who did it. Tell me who did it then. And I was like, I don't usually snitch, but just to save me out of this, it was so-and-so. And he was like, all right, cool. We're not going to let him know that we told him. We're not going to let them know that you said it was him. And I was like, all right, yeah, sounds good. Next day at school, hey, I heard you told the principal that I'm the one that did it. And I was like, what? Who said that? And he goes, the principal. And I was like,
You
got to
expected
be.
the principal to have your back.
I was like, you're joking, right? So for like, this is going on for like 3 or 4 months. He's throwing stuff at me, like at lunch and stuff, like just throwing peas at me and stuff. So I finally stand up and I'm like, you know what? I've had enough of this. I hate fighting, but I'm going to do what I have to do. And he stands up and the kid towered over me. I like right then I knew I fucked up. I looked up at him and I was like, fuck, dude. So I shoved him just to like get him going. He grabs me by the neck and choke slams me on the table. Like straight up choke slams me on the table. I had my backpack on, thankfully, so I didn't like hit my back on the table too hard. But all I know is somebody drugged me over the table from my backpack, and I turned around, and it was my friend. He's like, get out of here. He's like, you can't do this. And I was like, yeah, I know, dude. And the kid ends up running off. And I guess to get me back for snitching on him for the picture, he told the principal that I started a fight with him and all of that. And then I got like 5 days of OSS, days of suspension. And I was like, so what's he going to get? And they're like, oh, he has a at home life, so we're keeping him at home. Or we're keeping him at school. And I was like, you can't do that. I was like, you can't do that at all. I was like, he chokeslammed me. And then
no, I would have fought that.
So then like I get back from suspension and it's funny in high school, I had like kids, like upperclassmen, like seniors and all of that my freshman year that were like ready to swing for me at any point. And I hate being that guy, but like if it ever came down to it, I had people doing my dirty work for me sometimes. Yeah. It is what it is. But I told everyone, I was like, it's over. Stop doing stuff around it. Don't antagonize them. It's over. The beef is over. Well, at breakfast, my friend went up to the kid and he pulled the kid's hood over his face and kneed the kid like 3 times in the face and said, don't touch Jake again, and just walked off. I was like, oh, Chucky, why, dude? And he was like, he fucked with you, so I fucked with him. And I was like, I guess, man. And luckily, the principal, I like pleaded to the principal. I was like, I told them not to do anything. You can like watch me like doing this, like doing the whole no hand signal to him. And he still did it. I'm sorry.
At that point, I would have been like, I'm always going to get my lick back. You thought you was going to chokeslam me? I'd have been like, look, if anybody asks, I said no. But if you want to go get him.
It was just fun. He flung the kid's hood over his face to where the kid was like blinded and just boom, boom, kneed him like 2 or 3 times. And
you should have went for his knee. When he stood up and tried to tower over you, when somebody's taller than you, you go for the knee or the solar plexus or the dick. That's it.
Like I said, I was an idiot. I don't know what I was doing. But then like 2 or 3 days later in gym class, me and role playing soccer, and me and this kid start like chirping to each other as I do. And he like bumped into me and I was like, all right, bro. And I like just shoved him away from me. And then he did like I don't even know what the proper term is, but like STO almost to me. He like grabbed me and kicked my legs out from under me and slammed me on the ground.
Yeah, like yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't want to go talk to a teacher about it or nothing because I'm about to go snitch on anyone. Well, like I get up and I'm like stumbling around, and the teacher's like, "Go to nurse," and I was like, "All right, sure." And they're doing the concussion test on me. And they're like, "So what happened?" I was like, "Oh, nothing. Just me and a buddy were just horsing around in gym class, and I bumped my head." Well, the principal was like, "Well, you seem to horse around a lot, Jacob, so we're gonna have to suspend you again." And I was like, "Come on, dude, don't do this again." And then they give me a whole spiel about if I get suspended one more time, they're gonna have to expel me and put me on probation.
See,
And I
here's
was
the
like,
thing. You better than me, because I would have immediately said, he bumped into me. I defended myself. And then he proceeded to pretend like we are professionally trained wrestlers and slam my ass on the ground. See, I would have went down swinging though. Because one thing you're not going to do is embarrass me. If I'm going down, you're coming down with me. That's it. I'm going
yeah,
down swinging. It's my problem is I'm always gonna go. I'm always gonna like. I'm always going to want to smack the shit out of you. Like every time I see you, it's gonna be on site. So like legit, it would have been like every day for the next week. You choke slam me. All right, cool. 7:30 in the morning. When you are standing at the door, I will be standing right at the door. You better make sure your bag is off. You better make sure your coat is off, and you better make sure you are ready to fight because I'm going to fight you every day. I'm so much better than I used to be. Like it takes me so much. It takes so much now for me to get to the point of me actually wanting to put my hands on you, because my thing is I really do know how to fight with my words. Like I will really make you want to go cry for your mama. I will really make you feel stupid for trying to come at me. But like if you want to go there, we can go there, and I'm gonna beat you up, and you're gonna be mad.
yeah, I've only in one other like fist fight other than that. It was because I feel bad saying the story because the dude's one of my good friends. He made the beat that I played at the beginning of the stream.
Oh,
But
nice.
me and my ex broke up. They got together, and I was like, all right. I was a senior in high school. I was like, this ain't gonna fly. Blah blah blah.
Pause. And y'all still friends?
We're friends now. But yeah, no, yeah. We there was a period where we weren't friends,
Okay. Okay.
but we're friends now.
Okay.
So I, what's it called? Like, him like he was a scrawny little kid in high school, and I'm not gonna say he was scrawny, but he definitely wasn't like big. So
Mm.
like people were finding out that me and him were beefing and all that. And they're like, oh, you guys need to fight. You guys need to fight or whatever. So then
We'll get
I
in the
went.
middle.
I went to his. Well, the plan was he was gonna come to my house and fight, and I was like, all right, yeah, that sounds good. So I'm like walking home from the bus stop, and my other friend pulls up, and he's like, "Get in the car, we're going to his house." And I was like, "No, we're not, dude. Like, he's coming here. I'm like, just come on." And he's like, "No, we're going to his house. You're gonna knock on his door, and you're gonna knock him out." And I was like, "Nah, I'm not. I'm not gonna do no like home invasion on him or anything like that.
Right.
Like, that's a little too much." So I get to his house. I text him, I'm like, "I'm here." He's like, "All right, come to the backyard." And I was like, "All right, yeah, sure." So like we go to the backyard, and there's like 3 people there. And I'm not even joking. I threw like one punch at him, and I don't even know if I connected. And then, like, I'm trying to remember how it all went down. It was like a 45 seconds just. It looked like a fight on Jersey Shore, really. Like, it was just us, like, swinging for the fences and nothing connecting. And at one point, I remember doing, like, a windmill. And then I think he had me in, like, a headlock. And then I, like, pushed him off. And I was like,
Like what
I'm done with
your fight was Mike and Ronnie
yeah,
season
yeah.
4.
I push him off me, and I was like, I'm done with this. I was like, I'm not fighting you, dude. I'm winded right now. You punched me, and that shit did not feel good. So I'm done. And he's like, all right, yeah, me too. And then we ended up like hanging out like in his backyard. Everyone that was there, it was like 3 or 4 people, like I said, just all chilling in his backyard, just hanging out. And then my ride, the one that picked me up and wanted to do home invasion. He gets in his car and he leaves. I call him like, hey, you going to the gas station? What's going on? He's like, no, I'm going home, find a ride. And I was like, what?
Thanks.
So then like I'm chilling at this dude's house who I just like fought. And I'm in his front yard like calling people. I'm like, hey, can you come pick me up? Can you come pick me up? Can you come pick me up? And his sister pulls up and goes, oh, are you Jacob? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, "Did you fight my brother?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Hmm," and just goes in the house, and I'm just chilling in his front yard. It was the worst. Like the whole thing lasted probably like an hour and a half, just from the fight to hanging out to finding a ride. It sucked. Just and
Yeah,
finally
that's
somebody came and picked me up, but
so embarrassing, man.
yeah. And I made everyone who had a video of it delete it. I looked at all their phones. I was like, delete it now, delete it now, delete.
That
I
is
don't need a
the
video of me windmilling out there.
the
Like I'm
era
good.
of people videotaping fights that happen in school. Like, what the fuck were we doing?
I never was able to get a video, but I would always have people sending me the videos to see the fights. Like I'd be like, "Oh, you
Yeah,
have a video of
like
it? Send
I
me
don't
it."
know if any of my stuff was caught on video. I think I may have had one fight where it was actually caught on video. I had a fight my junior, no, this was my freshman year of high school. I was really good friends with this girl, Brittany, and her ex, who went to a different high school, didn't like me for some reason. I can't even for the life of you. This is now over 10 years ago. I cannot for the life of me remember why we didn't like each other. But he didn't like me. And so by proxy, I didn't like you either. We never met for real. He goes to a different school. So I feel like there was probably some like maybe like people were talking shit about me to him, blah blah, whatever the point was. So it was set up a certain way because we went by their old middle school, which wasn't far from our high school. Went into the pizza shop, left the pizza shop, and it was set up. I guess it was kind of set up so that we would end up meeting each other. And I couldn't tell you how the fight went. Like, this is not something that is like super memorable to me, but like, we ended up fighting. I think he was bleeding. I think he had I think I busted his lip, but otherwise, I don't remember. Like, that was the whole preface of the fight. And then we never saw each other again after that.
I've only seen like in real time, like not on video, but like being there live. I've only seen two fights.
Oh, see, here's the thing.
Fights.
I, where I went to high school at, there was a mall near that high school, and that was legitimately an arena. That was an arena. That wasn't a mall. That was an arena. If anybody who sees this or has watched stream, whatever, from Brooklyn, Barclay Center, right across the street from Barclay Center, there is Atlantic Terminal Mall. Anybody who went to high school between the or went to school in that area between the years of 2010 to 2000 and about 17, 18, that was an arena. Not even let's move it back because when I graduated high no because the class on yeah, that's about right. From 2010 to 2017, 18, that little triangle right in front of the mall across the street from Barclay Center, that was an arena. I saw so many fights go down in that little area for years. And the Target, before they redid it, that was in that mall, used to have its food court against the windows. So you could go up to Target and watch like you were in the VIP box with your Pizza Hut and Starbucks.
Yeah, the one fight. There's two fights I've seen. One fight was eighth grade, and it was these two dudes fighting over a girl. And one of them told me, "Hey, tell
Oh,
so and so I want to kick his ass." And I said, "All right, I don't know why I'm the messenger." I said, "Okay." So I went and told that kid. Said, "All right, well, tell him to meet me in this hallway by the
don't
bathroom."
you
And I
hate
was like,
being the person in the middle? Like, leave me out of it. Leave me out of it. Leave me out of it.
"Exactly." So I went and told him. I was like, "Hey, he said meet you at the hallway or the bathroom in this hallway, whatever, blah blah blah." Well, I'm like walking to class, and I never like found out what time it was going down. I just said meet, like you guys meet each other there at some point in the day. Well, I'm like walking to class, and I just see a giant circle form, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" And I like peek my head over, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's actually happening right now." And it was so funny because like the kid like slammed him up against a locker, and then they like fell to the ground, and then like they got broken up after like 20 seconds. And then the second fight, I'm not gonna tell the story on stream just because I don't know if the people involved want it like said or whatever.
Mhm.
But it was after a fucking wrestling show. It was yeah, and it wasn't even a fight. It was just like a quick push takedown, and everyone
Okay,
was like,
not live. You were good to be giving me the tea on that because I would.
"Oh, it's funny because I know for a fact you know one of them. I know for a
Oh my God, this is juicy. Okay, when we're done, you have to tell me the story.
I'll text you the name now and let me know if you know them or not."
Okay.
But yeah, it was the funniest shit ever because it was just the funniest shit ever.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Stop. We're not like I know them. Like I've worked them once.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, I need to know.
yeah. I'll tell you off stream. It's literally the funniest fucking story ever because you're a wrestler and you know like why the fight happened and all that. You're like, oh, it makes sense, but at the same time, like, why? But my thing about fist fights though is like when I start seeing people fighting, I like try breaking it, like not breaking it up, but like from a distance, I'm like, hey guys, let's not do this. Let's not do
Right.
this. Like it's just my thing is I don't want to watch someone get hurt because I have a weak stomach. I'm not trying to see somebody's face all bloodied up. I'm good.
True. I guess that makes sense. Like, I mean, for me, I kind of, have been around enough of the violence and stuff. So, like, I've had fights in elementary school. Like, I remember dragging this kid up the steps by his zipper.
On his pants?
No, by his coat zipper.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was
Oh no,
thinking that.
pants zipper. That would have been crazy. But yeah, I dragged him up the steps by his coat zipper because stop fucking playing with me.
I remember going to the gym class in middle school after a fight, and a girl knocked the girl on her ass, and she hit the back of her head on what was it? It was some sort of something we would use for gym class on wheels. Anyways, she hit the back of her head on the wheel, and her head just started pouring out blood. And I was like, I had to go to gym class right after that. And I just seen like the custodian just mopping it up, cleaning it up, and I'm like,
oh, poor baby.
I was like, what? We're talking like she was in like 6th grade because I was in 8th grade.
Oh,
Yeah. Busted her head right open.
oh, poor baby.
I was also at a go-kart, like a place that had go-karts there.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like 7 or 8. And one of the employees were standing on the back of the go-kart. And I don't know why he didn't jump off. But like he was just holding on talking to somebody behind him. He smacked his head off a bridge. Smacked it right off the bridge. And I was like 7 or 8. And I just remember like looking at my mom and I was like, we got to go. I don't want to be here. She was like, all right, let's go. Let's get going now. But yeah, those are like the only gruesome like injuries I've seen. Then I watched my friend fall off a zip line 40 feet, but that was more so,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
oh no. That was more so just like I'm lucky to see like he's lucky that he like survived that because he was on the zip line and it was supposed to go over a lake and you let go above the lake. Well, the wire like hit the platform, like shook the wire, and he lost grip and he fell like in probably 2 feet of water. I'm not like because I remember it was at my my house I used to live at. We lived on a bunch of property. It wasn't done professionally or none of that, unfortunately. But I got up there and I got ready to do it, and it was like I'm good because there's like a good 10 feet of just nothing before the water, and I was like, I'm good. What if I lose grip? So I hopped off or whatever, and then right after I got off of it, he got on, and I remember I was like crying. I was like, is he alive? And my stepdad was down there and he was like, he's good, he's good, he's good. He ended up like breaking his pelvis though. It was, yeah. So speaking of injuries, have you ever done a death match?
No, I haven't bled yet.
You haven't even bled yet?
Mm-mm. It's something I want to do. It's something on my list of like, I guess on one of my goals for this year, I guess, or a list of like things that I want to do is I want to bleed. Maybe not a full on death match, but like I do want to bleed.
Hard way or do you want to blade?
Hard way, blade, either or. I want to bleed.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I just
It's got to be with
I don't know.
somebody that I like that has done it a million times that I trust. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay. I used to be really squeamish. Like I'm okay with blood. I can see blood.
Mm,
Blood is fine. It's like flesh that
yeah.
makes me squeamish, or like like that is what really has me like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
I wasn't like a part of the match, but like I just watched my head trainer, um, Logan Black. He just had a like a street fight with Manders at Restival
Hmm.
during the grind show, and I ran out there and did a whole like because like he was bleeding,
Yeah.
like he like even though he's done it a million times before, I'm just like, the last thing I want to do is see my trainer get, it was wild. Anyway, so like I was like the first time I'd like seen it like there, and I like, it was a lot of blood. I'll tell you that. And I had to kind of stay away from him because blonde hair and red blood, not fun. Not at that point, I would have just cut the shit out of my head because I wasn't washing it out.
I have yet to see a death match live, but I don't know if I want to because like I do, but I don't have a weak stomach. But I feel like if I'm seeing multiple like just gashes or
Yeah.
like God forbid an injury like with Hoodfoot happens where he got stabbed with the light tube on accident, like God forbid something like that happens and I'm around, I'm fainting. I'm
I
I'm done.
s- I saw like a death match live. It was I did some like behind the scenes work and helped out with a Canadian like a Montreal based company called IWS.
Uh huh.
And there it was like a match with one of the guys, was like there it was like his retirement match or whatever, and it was a fans bring the weapons match. And when I tell you, these fans did they brought some very creative weapons, okay? Light tubes taped together to make one bit. It was like wild. Like when I tell you, the entire ring, there wasn't like an inch of that ring that did not have glass all over it. There
Good.
was not an inch of that floor. Like they made the first three rows wear face shields because they didn't want anyone getting injured. I think that still to this day is the most insane shit that I've ever watched in my life.
So I seen I seen Warhorse and Nick Gage have a match once, and
Yeah.
that match was great. And Nick Gage, what the finish was, he lit like a skull on fire and pile drived,
Hmm.
or they took the mats off to where it was just the board showing, and then he lit a skull on fire and pile drived him or whatever. And like just seeing Nick Gage in the dome like that, and then right after the match, like rolled out the ring, and he was like right here next to me, and I was like, I didn't know what to say. I was like, I love you, Nick, and he just gave me a hug. He was like, I love you too, and I was like, what? I was like, he's Nick Gage is one of the nicest people for somebody who looks like the most intimidating people.
That's always how it is. Like I always used to get. I always thought. I thought you were so mean. I always thought you were going to be really mean. I promise, I'm like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Like people always think that I'm like going to be like really really mean, or they look at my face and like I have resting bitch face, so they're always like, oh yeah, he's super mean, blah blah blah, whatever. I promise I'm super nice. I'm so nice. Like I have friends, like I have people who really love me. Like, I'm a nice person. I
Yeah,
promise.
yeah.
You do not have to be afraid of me. But that's always how it is. Like it's always people who look like the most intimidating, and they're the sweetest people on the planet. I haven't met Nick Gage yet. I would love to like meet him at some point, like, probably at a GCW show, locker room, whatever. Like I'd love to meet Nick at some point.
I've met him twice. So the first time was he did a show at Anarchy for the first time, and I had a picture of him cutting up David Arquette for him to sign for me. And
Uh-huh.
he like, I went up to him, I was like, "Can you sign this?" And he was like, "Yeah, absolutely, dude." He's signing. He goes, "Oh, fucking Arquette, man." And I was like, "Uh oh." And he's like, "What a fucking pussy!" I started cracking up. He's like, he did the wrong thing that man. Anyway, have a great night, dude. Have a great night. And he like just slapped me on the back. And then the second time was after his match with Warhorse, where he said he loved me, hugged me, all that. But he is just anyone that I've asked, they've all said that Nick Gage is one of the nicest people.
Yeah, that's all I've heard is that he's just one of the nicest people.
Uh-huh. Same with Brett was Brett Lauderdale. I always hear that he's like super down to earth too. Because he just like I don't expect him to be mean, but I expect him to be like kind of close to himself just with being busy on show day. But what I've heard like if you go up to him and you ask for a picture or go up to him and just talk to him, he'll talk to you for a minute and all that. And that's just super dope to me.
Yeah, I've never met. I don't think I've ever met Brett Lauderdale. Like even like when I was a fan, or even like as a wrestler now, I don't think I've ever met Brett Lauderdale. He's somebody that I would like to meet though.
But before we wrap this up, is there any shows, any shows, merch, social media handles that you want to plug?
Oh yeah, February 25th, Blitzkrieg Pro, here in the Northeast, Westfield, Massachusetts. It's our first show of 2023. We're super excited for it. My match hasn't been announced yet, but I know who I'm wrestling, and it's going to be huge. I'm super excited for that one. What else do I have coming up? Everything else I have coming up, I can't share too many details about that yet, but Blitzkrieg definitely, it'll be live on IWTV. So if you guys are, want to see it, yeah, Blitzkrieg Pro, February 25th. That's going to be super cool. What's next? I have new merch that'll be coming out soon. I have a new merch design that will be coming very soon. Alex did it. Um,
He sent me it. He sent me it.
yeah, that one is going to be coming out really, really soon on my Brainbuster Tees website, brainbustertees.com/Angelo Carter. I think it's Angelo Carter, something like that. But it's all in the link in my bio on social media. I am everywhere at Money Dragon TV.
All right,
Instagram, Twitter, Venmo, if you want to send me some money. All of that. Money Dragon TV. That is where you can find me, honey.
all right. That's gonna do it for this double shot. I don't know how this works. I've never done a live stream. Thanks for watching. First and foremost, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that fun stuff on whatever platform you're watching
Oh,
on.
real quick, I want to make sure to plug this because,
Yep.
make sure Money Dragon TV on YouTube as well, because season 2 of Keeping Up with the Dragon will be premiering in May. Well, no, I said May. Spring. Let me not give a month. I think I jumped the gun there. Spring 2022, 2023, this year, because we're new year. Spring 2023 is the premiere of the second season of Keeping Up with the Dragon, and we're doing it real big this season. So I'm excited. We've been shooting for a little bit. This is definitely going to be really fun.
Awesome. That's gonna do it, guys. Uh, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you can do, because I'm on a ton of platforms in this. That's gonna do it. Peace.